All right. Hello. My name is Sarah Kerrigan, and this is my flipped learning exploration. So, my current understanding of flipped learning, kind of before I did a deep dive into the articles and um, the videos, the playlist, basically, I've understood that in flipped learning, in a flipped classroom, direct instruction is delivered as homework, often via video. So that could be a lecture, that could be kind of walking through the process of a certain skill. But usually it's the student watching, maybe taking notes, and then coming into class prepared for more engagement. So that's the second part. Basically, my understanding is that flipped learning is allowing for students to be more engaged in class, do sort of practice problems, maybe in math, discussions, project-based learning, or hands-on activities, things that you wouldn't be able to do if you were trying to just deliver content. Now, my experience, I tried this during my AP psychology class during our hybrid year of learning, and it didn't go very well. Basically, kids did not do the flipped learning that I wanted them to do. I had recorded lectures for some topics just to kind of like make it so that we could do work in class, and they did not like doing that. Granted, everyone was not very motivated that year, but they were a little sloth-like and not a lot got done. So, what I'm thinking about for my small lesson, and I'm actually thinking of maybe changing my project more towards this because I'm really interested in it. Basically, in my AP Psych class, I really struggle because there's a lot of content to cover, but also I feel like they're not necessarily getting the skills they need in college, especially if they want to go into psychology. So this year, I practiced with getting them to read research articles from psychological journals. And so I think that's what my goal would be. So, goal, use flipped learning to teach students how to dissect and understand an academic article from a psychology journal. So, doing things like identifying the abstract or the variables or what is a discussion, that kind of stuff. And then I think a secondary goal for this lesson would be to teach skills needed for flipped learning, just because they would need to like understand the overview of like how to do something before they actually went and did it. So currently I had a really poorly constructed, I probably made it like 15 minutes before, guided note sheet of like, I gave them an article that I thought was interesting and accessible. And I had them identify the independent variable, dependent variable, say what the purpose of the abstract and the introduction were. I didn't like that. It didn't go very well. So I think my flipped version would be recording a lesson, maybe showing myself annotating an article. It would actually be really cool if I could video um, like myself marking up on an iPad and then overlay voice to it. I would probably give an annotated example like that. And then students could watch how to do it. And then in class, I could have them practice. So I might first have them practice with an article like the one that I gave them last year. And then I might have them find their own article of interest. And in doing, and then have them identify and like highlight, maybe even write an annotated bibliography section on an abstract, intro, method, results discussion, etc. This kind of related, I thought, to the Khan Academy video too, where he talked kind of about like a constant cycle of learning, right? So if you forget exactly what something is, you can always go back to the video and rewatch it. So I thought that would be helpful. To address the Koros question, how do you create opportunities for your learners to have learning driven by their personal interests? I think this lesson would work really well because it allows for choice. Something that I saw this year is that students don't really know what to do when they're just looking for random research articles. And it took them a couple of iterations to actually narrow down what they're interested about in psychology, but I thought that was helpful. Flipping also allows for differentiation. So not only can kids read the transcript of a video or watch it 10 times if they want to, or pause where they want, it would also give me more time to help kids in class with those research terms, maybe finding a like lower level reading, etc. Sorry, that's my dog and her squeaky toy in the back. And then I also think it helps practice the skill of annotating and reading an academic journal while personalizing the process. So I could work with kids one-on-one as they're doing that. Sorry. So then I also looked up my own academic article, which kind of was a little meta for this. I looked up the effects of the regulated learning supported flipped classroom on student performance. So basically what these researchers found is that students really struggled to complete pre-work for flipped learning, which is essentially the flipped part. They found that less than 30% actually did that. I will change that in my slide. And because of this, they decided to intentionally teach self-regulation strategies. So like planning ahead or setting aside time to do something. They also looked at co-regulation strategies, so helping teach kids how to work in groups, which I think would be really helpful. This year, I've found a lot that kids just they're passive. They don't want to engage all that much. So basically what I got from this article is that flipped classrooms are more effective, but a lot harder to achieve. I also saw this in the Edutopia article, kind of talking about how we need to build a new culture of learning. Kids are really passive right now. They want to sit and get. And I think we all like that. But obviously, the better learning happens when they are engaged and able to connect with each other and with their teacher. All right. And there I have my references. So I'm excited about this. It's feeling more tangible for me this week. So yeah, thanks.